Wasn't injured. We lost a sin bin there. And John can play a variety of positions that covered us off there. We knew we were under pressure. John covers the back division. Dent's put in a pretty hard slog. It's not an easy pitch when you're carrying the ball like he does there. So it was just a tactical sub for the circumstances we put ourselves into. That's why we did it.
Greig, during RFP, from a player's point of view, how do you explain that performance today?
Oh, well, it's tough to explain. You know, and obviously no intentions of going there for that to happen, but I struggled in the set piece. You know, it's there for everybody to see, unfortunately. Once you do that, I think we had 30% of possession. We were lucky to have that, and just as well we had some resolve, or it would have been a lot more.
Greig, not a day the kickers will remember with fondness. Just how difficult were the conditions on the field?
You know, I hit 2 poor kicks today. I'm not going to blame the pitch. It's the pitch is there for everybody to see. It's obviously not in great conditions for both teams, and that's the end of that. Really, I just hit 2 poor kicks.
Scott, you pulled off a couple of try-saving tackles and weren't made, but I think with 15 minutes to go, the stats flashed up and England missed 8 tackles, Scotland missed 23. Was that?
No, look, I think yes and no. I mean, we put under when you're under so much pressure that you know, you're getting no ball. They had 20 set pieces in our 22 to our 1. I mean, the sheer weight of that tells you you're going to miss. You're going to miss some things. You are. Some of the missed tackles enabled them to get down in that 22. Yeah, it does. We accept that. So, but I like their offside interpretation and my offside interpretation are somewhat different.
Scott, Richard Brown, Scotland Sunday. You seem to kick away a lot of ball. Was that kick a lot of ball? Was that part of the game plan?
No, I think we wanted to turn them a little bit. We had a clear objective that we didn't want a lot of lineouts in our half. As it turned out, they had 16 in our 22, so it didn't work. I think a lot of it to do with sometimes it's the kick, sometimes it's the chase, or the combination of both, or you're putting yourself and you're kicking not on your terms, you know. So on the back of set piece, and we'll kick. You know, we lost a couple of balls, lost a bit of confidence, trying to kick out of positions that we weren't strong in, and then we had a poor chase, missed the tackle, and put ourselves under pressure. It was a repeat.
So you're happy with the strategy, but not the execution?
The execution wasn't great, no.
Scott, I don't suppose you particularly care, but having played Ireland now and England, which are the stronger, do you think? And
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, yes.
Can you give a view then, anyway?
No, I think they're very different sides. I think they are. You know, today we sort of fell into England's strengths a little bit. You know, we did. You know, we've got some naivety in our team, and I keep speaking about it. You know, I think generally that, you know, I've gone down a road with some younger players and they haven't played much test matches. We just said, somebody's asked me before about strike force and the like. We've got plenty there. They're just not used to it and they're not getting the possession to play off yet. So they're very, very different sides. It depends on the conditions. It does, and it depends on possession. If it opens up, I can see Ireland doing some damage. If it closes down, I think England can do some damage. So that's what I call splinters back home. I'm comfortable sitting on a fence.
Any more, ladies and gents? Gary?
Scott, Gary, for the Daily Record. How do you assess where your team's at now after the first 2 games in the Championship?
Been down here before, mate. It's hard. It's when you and if I use the word naivety, which I will, you know, you got a pretty inexperienced 10, 12, 13, even Hoggy now, even though he's a Lion, hasn't played many test matches. If I exclude Sean in the back division, there's naivety there. But there's athleticism too. So I've always known that you pick kids like this, I genuinely think they're part of Scotland's solutions. I do. It was really easy for me to sit here and pick the same campaigners and do the same as before. I've stated, and I'd be hypocritical to say that's what I intend to do. I feel that we have to try these young kids and get them through. Time in the saddle is crucial. It is. They have in the back division. They haven't had much front foot ball to play off, but I've got a good back division there. I've still got some naivety in the pack. I understand that, and it will cause immense frustration. No more so for than me. I get it. It does, and for the crowd. I understand that, and the Scottish people. the fact is, I don't want to retrace steps. I feel athletically we can get out with this group. I do. They're not perfect. Trust me, they're well off being perfect. And they will be frustrating. But I don't just want to do the same. I don't want to do the same. I'm trying to build for something, and I want a team that can do that. So when Vern takes over, there's enough maturity and depth around this squad and athleticism that we can compete against anybody.
Paul Barnes. What aspects of your play, if any, today give you encouragement?
Well, you know, I can sit here and pretend and try to tell a great story. But the one thing we'll talk about passion. Everyone says that. There was a bit of character out there today. Like when you look at 20 set pieces in your own 22 against a formidable opposition that drives really well, a world-class driving side. We let them in when we had a yellow card, but other than that, the scoreboard sort of flattered us in many ways. We held on. Now, you know, there'll be a lot of things. Are these the right players? Like I've heard it all before. Trust me, there's resolution in this group. I'm telling you, they're far from perfect. They're good enough athletes. They've got a bit of resolution. They're naive. Sometimes their school lets them down and puts them under pressure. But I think the majority of them can provide Scotland with a really competitive national team against anyone. I genuinely think that. And I'm not going away from it.